Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is one of this week's new releases. This is We Live #1. For those who read our site, don't just watch our videos, you'll know We Live #1 is it wound up being my top pick of the week. I gave it perfect 10s, art and story. This is a hell of a debut. And I think one of actually the best debut comics of the year that I've read so far. It's amazing. Well, we'll get into it. So it's written by Inaki Miranda and Roy Miranda. Inaki is the artist. Eva De La Cruz is the colorist. Dave Sharpe is the letterer. So, one cool gatefold cover. Nice thick cover. All right. So the story goes. Let's see. I'm going to be able to describe. Interesting. I don't think I noticed that in the digital. I'm going to first describe the story and then kind of get into a little bit more detail. So if you've read the review that I wrote, I will outright admit by the end of the comic I was bawling like a small child. This is a hell of a debut. I will have no problem admitting that I cried getting towards the end of it. I am completely fine with that and admitting that. So the story is, it's 2084. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. And this is the story of those attempting to survive. The story goes, first couple pages really introduces the world, and we learn that it's like disaster after disaster, and it's pretty clear after some point that Mother Nature and Earth is just trying to kill mankind. I don't blame Mother Nature on that one. So there's disease, there's mutated animals, some war, which is, just mankind being stupid, all sorts of stuff, and humanity is devastated. What they've done is moved into these giant cities in an attempt to survive, and there's, of course, outlying towns, very common motif that we've seen. None of this is really, out of the ordinary story-wise. This is a pretty common sci-fi trope-ish thing. Does a really entertaining way of introducing to this world and getting you through all that information. So now here's the twist. At some point, a unknown entity from space reached out to humanity and said, "You're going to be extinct really soon. It's coming. We can save you, but we've got a twist on this. We can save 5,000 children. That's it. We're going to send down bracelets, give it to the kids, be at these locations on this date," and the locations are the giant cities, and they're kind of going to get beamed up, I guess. Be at these cities on this date, and we're going to go take the kids away and save humanity. So the kids are allowed to bring one adult with them on their journey to the big city, and this is the story of an outlying city, and the journey to the big city. And the thing is the comic itself is not unsurprising. There's nothing shocking about the story, that part of the story. It goes exactly as expected. Of course, the journey is going to have troubles. Of course, their vehicle is going to break down. Of course, there's going to attack. Of course, there's going to be monsters. None of this is surprising. Of course, not all of them are going to make it. That's most of the comic. There's the introduction, there's the part of the journey, and then this little end, which I'll kind of get to, and that's the part where I'm going to do my best to not start bawling on camera. So the journey is a good chunk of the comic, and we get to get introduced and see more of these characters as they try to make it through this dangerous territory and be rescued. Again, that's a story we've seen so many times before. It's nothing out of the ordinary or special. It's done really, really well. It's done well. Even if the ending didn't completely kick me in the guts and start getting me to cry, this comic would have easily been a 9 across the board. There is a special something about it at the end that really got to me, because the comic focuses on two characters, Hototo, who's a little boy, and his older sister, Tala, who, I'm pretty sure it's Tala. Tala. T-A-L-A. I say Tala. Yeah, T-A-L-A. I say Tala. His older sister, Tala, as she's the one that's guiding her brother, Hototo, to this town. And while there's a whole bunch of other characters and really interesting designs and cool looks and stuff like that, it's really about these two. And when you get to those final pages, you learn why it's these two. And that's when it hits you. And I will say that if you aren't choking up, I'm choking up right now. Like, I'm fighting it because I know you guys are vicious online, vicious little bastards who mock me mercilessly. If you don't start choking up by the end, I really question, I would actually question humanity. Like, it is an emotional last few pages. It takes the wind out of the sails. The comic is that perfect setup. And when you just learn about these two, like, during the comic, they're adorable kids. Like, I would adopt these kids in 2 seconds, especially Hototo. But, like, you get to the end, and it's that emotional punch. And that's where the comic goes from entertaining to special. And it really is special. Like, it stands out. And, I love entertainment that hits you emotionally, that gets you to think. If you can walk away from a film or a television show or something you read and think about the story or think about the situation, and there's comics that were reviewed recently that do exactly that, or gets you to an emotional level, like, that entertainment has done its job. It hasn't just allowed you to escape for a couple hours. It has challenged you as a person. It has reached out to you and touched you in good ways. And this is a comic that does that. And I don't know what the second issue is going to be like. I have no idea what's to come. But if it is able to pull that off with every single issue, this will be a hell of a series and one hell of a ride. It just gets to the end. There's particular panels, and when you get to that panels, and it hits you. It really hits you. And maybe it's because, I'm a father. I've got a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old reminds me a lot of Hototo right now, where she wants to be a superhero and Hototo wants to be a superhero. So maybe that's it, and I'm just being emotional and making that connection. But it's impressive. It's really impressive. Forget whether or not that's rational and others feel that way. Like, the fact that I feel that way, to me, makes the comic really special and really impressive. I can't say there's much I've read this year, as much of a weird year as it's been, that has hit me like this has hit me. There's been a lot of stuff that has made me think, that has made me learn or question or want to go learn more, or educated me or get me to think about some topics or whatever. But I can't think of much where I had tears in my eyes by the end, and let alone a comic that gave me tears in my eyes in the end. So this is an impressive debut. It's really impressive debut. It's impressive debut enough that AfterShock sent me the digital copy. When I went to my comic shop, a new comic book day, I asked if they had an extra copy of this to pull, because I wanted to spend my money to help get the word out about this series. It is that freaking good. And it is, to me, that special and that solid of a comic. So let's get into the art. That's just the story. The art's really cool. So it opens up with this, like, introduction of the world. We can see through videos as to, like, here is our quick introduction as to how everything has gone to shit. And then we can get into the actual, like, action itself. So this is Hototo. As I said, the kid is adorable. I would adopt him in 2 seconds. Definitely reminds me of my daughter running around saying I'm Spider-Man and fighting monsters, because what is he doing? Playing with action figures and fighting monsters, and this is probably why I'm a big sap and why I was crying at the end. And we can see his sister. I think his sister's right there. Like, I don't know quite how to describe the style. It's just, like, the colors pop. Everything's a pops about it. We get, like, really cool designs of characters. Like, it's solid fantasy, sci-fi fantasy. And the cover is amazing. It's just, everything about this just pops. Like, to me, this is seriously the best debut of the year. I will gush about this on and on and on and on and on. Awesome art, awesome story with an emotional punch. Like, I made it through without crying, so awesome. I can't recommend this enough. I seriously can't recommend this enough. Go out, go get it. Check it out. Like, hopefully I've not overhyped this. Go hit up your comic shop. There's a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. Tell if a shop's near you. No shop, no problem. If you can't get it at a local shop, we'll get some affiliate links, some links down there that you can go purchase. There'll be affiliate links, so we'll probably get some for most of those links. By doing that, you have to you support our site, so thank you. And just watching this video, you support us, so thank you so much for that. Speaking of support, even though I bought this copy, I want to thank AfterShock for the digital review copy, because without that, I probably would have totally missed this comic. I would have known about it. So thank you, AfterShock, for the digital copy. You got my money anyways. As always, if you're into comics, if you want to get the latest news, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.